Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I thought I would film somewhere a little bit different to my bedroom, which I've been filming in for every single video so far. So I've decided to film here for a couple of different reasons. So not only is it because I thought it'd be nice just to kind of mix it up a little bit and film somewhere a bit different to my bedroom, but also because I have left Hull and I've moved back to Norwich. So I thought instead of just filming in my bedroom in Norwich, I thought it might be nice to come to this, it's like a huge sort of park nature reserve area in Norwich. So I've just kind of set up under this huge oak tree just to kind of film a video and to talk about books, and I thought it would be nice to film somewhere a little bit different. So today we're going to be talking about books for personal development. I have a couple of books here which are my personal favourites and I'm hoping you will like them too. I'm going to go through each book and kind of just tell you a little bit about it and tell you what I got from each book. These books aren't necessarily self-help books, but they are all sort of for personal development. I think that there are so many videos out there for specifically self-help books, but a couple of these are technically self-help, but a couple of them aren't. But I personally thought that they really helped me kind of develop the person that I am and helping me kind of become a better person. And I think the best way to become your best self is to read, to study, and to work on yourself in multiple ways, including reading. So book number one for today's video is The Journey of Awakening by Ram Dass. So this book is all about Buddhist philosophy and kind of how to bring it into everyday life. Some of you may know how passionate I am about Buddhist philosophy, and I'm a strong believer that in order to be your best self, the study of Buddhism and Buddhist philosophy is the best way to become your best self. So this book teaches you so much about Buddhist meditation, which obviously helps with insight, compassion, patience. It makes you feel calmer, not only just when you're doing the meditation, but when you're doing it on a daily basis, you do just become a calmer person. If you are a calmer person, it gives you the space to kind of develop more. Ram Dass goes into detail all about a ton of things. He talks about losing the meaning in life, he talks about pride, he talks about the practice of meditation, and how to meditate and what to expect through meditation. And just to add, this book is not only is it an amazing book, but it has beautiful illustrations. There's such lovely illustrations every couple of pages, which is just so refreshing, so you're not just reading words. For those who have watched my previous video on Let's Talk About Christianity, where I was talking all about the Bible and how I'm studying the Bible and seeing the importance of the Bible, this book is almost like my Bible. It's a book that I always go back to. There's chapters which are always going to be relevant in everyday life. This isn't just a book that you're going to buy, read and think, oh, whatever, and then put it on your shelf and never touch again. Hopefully this will become your Bible too, basically. So the next book for today's video is Reasons to Stay Alive by Matt Haig. So Matt Haig is a really popular author. You've probably heard of him already. If not, you have probably recognize the name of this book. It's such a raw and honest and real book, and Matt Haig talks all about his struggles with depression, and how he kind of overcame depression, what he did to help himself and what helped him with his sort of mental health journey. He doesn't just focus on the struggles of depression, his main focus is how he got himself out of it. There's humor in this book, and I just love Matt Haig's style of writing, you know, to talk about something so raw and honest and quite a touchy subject. He does it perfectly, and this book has so many good reviews and I understand why. And it's an eye-opening book, and I think that, you know, I think this book is necessary to become your best self because it's so raw and honest. And I think mental health is so important, and I think that we need to learn more about mental health in order to become our best self. But yeah, I highly recommend this. I'm having to shuffle around during this video just because where the sun's rising is coming through the trees at certain points and blinding me, so you're going to see me shuffle around in this video a little bit. So book number 3 is The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. I'm hoping I said his name right because I'm not too sure if I did. So The Four Agreements is such a popular book. I remember when it was getting so hyped about, everyone was reading it, and I was thinking, oh, is it going to be as good as everyone's kind of hyping it up to be? You know, it had some good reviews and then it had some bad reviews, and I was like, I don't know whether to read it. But honestly, reading this was the best decision I made, just because it is so useful to always go back to. This book's quite similar to Journey of Awakening in a sense that it's a book that I always go back to and I reread certain chapters just because it is always relevant and always important, certain chapters. There were 4 agreements which we're supposed to kind of put into everyday life, which is in the front copy, not the front copy, the front cover. So the first one is be impeccable with your word. The second one is don't take anything personally. The third one is don't make assumptions. And the fourth one is always do your best. Do not just think that you can not read this book just because it's like, oh, okay, if I just follow them 4 things, then I've basically done everything that I need to do for this book. It doesn't work like that. You need to read this book. Read this book. See what he says about these 4 points. He talks, you know, so much about don't take anything personally, and that's a point that I haven't really read in any other sort of personal development book before. He also mentions about making assumptions and always doing your best. You know, obviously it seems impossible to say I'm trying my best with every single thing, but realistically there's so much that we don't actually try our hardest with, and in this book it kind of made me feel inspired to work harder in everything that I do, whether it would just be my uni work, but with my relationships, with my family. This book is just so inspiring and so useful, and I'm hoping that if you guys haven't read it already, because it is a very, very popular book, I'm hoping that you'll just pick it up and give it a go. It's a really short book, which makes it such an easy read. Okay, so our last book for today's video is Speaking with Spirit by Agapi Stassinopoulos. Hopefully I said her name right. So this book was a gift to me, and the front cover is so deceiving. It sounds like an amazing book, but like the cover was deceiving. The cover was very, very deceiving. This book is a book that I'm literally currently reading. I'm almost finished, and even though I haven't actually finished it yet, I knew it had to be in this video just because it is so crucial, and I've learned so much from it. I've been making notes as I read this because there's so much to make notes on, and there's so much to sort of learn from, and so much I want to be able to remember. I have a feeling this book is another book that I'm always going to be going back to, just because it makes such crucial points. There's 4 chapters, which is living, creating, becoming, and overcoming. And within them 4 chapters, there are so many sub-chapters. And, you know, she covers enthusiasm for all of the things that you do, self-doubt, how to be creative without burning yourself out, so many different things, self-love, literally everything. There's literally every single topic in this book. It is so broad but so detailed at the same time, and one thing that makes this book so unique is the fact that after each subchapter there is a prayer. So this isn't necessarily a prayer to a god, this is a prayer to whatever you want to pray to, whether it be the universe, a god, your higher self, your younger self, anything that you want to kind of pray to, just to really connect and align with your desires and wants. This book made me feel so inspired to kind of take control over my life. You know, she talks so much about what I'm doing for my life. This book is so inspiring and just sort of empowering. You know, every single chapter feels like it's speaking to you, and I'm hoping if you give this book a try, which hopefully you will kind of get that same sort of effect where it feels like she is writing to you, and you know, she reflects on her own experiences as well as just sort of general advice. Yeah, this book is a must read. Let me know if you have read any of these already. I'm intrigued in whether you have and which ones you've read and what you kind of thought about them. And if you haven't read any of these, let me know which ones you are kind of intrigued by and the ones which you want to read. Maybe recommend some of your own books if you have any good suggestions. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a good day.